when you go through life, right, you get a different attitude, you get a different sense of perspective, you get a different sense of everything as you go through your own subjective journey, right? But one main thing which you need to realize is that in your subjective journey, there is one thing which you need to keep the same and keep it constant. And I'm not saying keep it the same all the time, but it's just the genre that you're playing this game at, right? Because life in itself is just a game, or it's just like a movie that you're going through. And you say you are you, right? You're merely a character in the movie, and so whatever happens to you is not taken on a personal level, because when you're identifying with your personality in the world, you're identifying with what is transient. And when you identify what is transient, you will get disappointed most of the time. And so with this message, what I want you to realize is that you need to keep in check what genre you're playing this whole game at, what genre you're playing this whole movie at, right? Because if you look at movies, there's a lot of genres for movies, right? There's romantic movies, there's action movies, there's crime movies, there's dramas, there's thrillers, there's horror movies, there's comedies, right? What I basically want you to understand is that when you're going through life, you need to keep the perspective of everything being a comedy, everything being something lighthearted. Because if you take this life so seriously to the point where you're in your head all the time thinking about what I could do or what I should do and stuff like that, and you're just dwelling on the past, you're dwelling on what might happen in the future, you're playing this game at like a serious genre, right? But instead of keeping it serious, keep the genre lighthearted and keep it like a comedy. Whatever happens in your life, don't take it so seriously to the point where you're just like, why is this happening to me? What's wrong with me? And stuff like that. Instead, take it in more of a comedic sense. Because I'm going to say this. I've been going through some of the most serious stuff in my life for the past few months, I would say. And I've been taking it in more of a serious sense. But when I just switch the perspective and I just look at it in more of a light-hearted sense, in a funny sense, it just becomes less powerful. It doesn't control me, I control it. Instead of your life controlling you, instead of your mind controlling you, instead of your thoughts dictating what you do, you start to dictate your thoughts, and it's just everything just gets more light-hearted, right? When you're looking at life in a serious perspective, everything just gets more gloomy, everything just gets more darker. But when you just look at life through a more of a light-hearted perspective, it just gets more like, it just gets more funny, you know what I mean? So in higher vibrational terms, this would basically mean that you're playing this game at a high vibration rather than a low vibration. Because when you're stuck in a low vibration, everything around you just thinks of low vibration as well. You start to notice more acne on your face. You start to notice more bad things rather than good things. You start to become more bitter than grateful, right? And so when you start playing this game in more of a comedic sense, in more of a funny sense, in more of a light-hearted sense, everything just kind of flows easily. Like, you look around me, I'm not even taking everything seriously to the point where, yeah, cool, I need to take things seriously, right? Some things, but at the same time, all of that is just transient, and everything will pass one day. But what will not pass is the consciousness, which is allowing me to experience everything right now. And so to give you like a quick gist of the message, I would basically say that take everything in more of a light-hearted sense and don't take everything to heart. Because when you take everything to heart, you operate this world from a low vibration, and what will happen then is you won't really make decisions from what you want to do. You will make decisions from what you fear the most. What I mean by this is, let's say you have a dream to become like an athlete, right? But everyone tells you to just get a job and just kind of slave away and just not forget about your dreams, do what they say, and just live a shit life. Instead of doing that out of fear of what might happen if I don't get money and stuff like that, you just start living life in more of a light-hearted sense. Like, you're gonna die one day anyway, so why not? You got one shot at this, so why just waste it just because other people are telling you to? So it's gonna be like that. And with that being said, I hope this video was valuable to you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.